Yeah, what's up, everybody? It's J2O, keeping real FOREX KING, back for another weekly Forex forecast for the week of October 15th to the 20th. So for this week, shouldn't be too crazy since last week there was like FOMC on this crazy news events that affected the market and the stuff that's going on in the war that's affecting the market and different pairs, and also interest rates increases. But right now for this week, starting off Sunday, yellow folder, so low impact news events. Then we get into Monday, which is going to be more volatility, mainly starting from like the Asian session. Be careful you trade New Zealand pair or AUD. There is some high impact news events. And during like New York session, there is some high impact news events affecting the USD. And then you get to Tuesday, just be mindful during London for GBP around 2 a.m. Some high impact news. And then you get to New York session, which is going to be mostly affecting the CAD pair or volatility, as well as the USD pair. So be cautious if you're scalping because of the movements. And then you get in towards Asian session, going to see stuff like the AUD pair. And then we get to Wednesday, which there's going to be some news during London that's affect the GBP pair, as well as later on during Asian session, the AUD, the employment change, employment rates. Always are decent news events. And then you get to Thursday. Anything that's serious around New Year session is like the unemployment claims. And then later on, you have some high impact with the Fed chair, Powell speaks. And then Friday to end the week, the trading week for GBP pair, just be mindful of London session. So right now this week, London session should be some decent movements for the GBP pair, as well as during New York sessions early during this week. So now let's look at the chart starting with GBP USD. Let's look at the daily chart to kind of see what's happening overall from last week and see what's going to happen this week. So last week, we started off the week strong. We'll push up due to these different news events and interest rates that spiked it up with FOMC. And then, eventually the market came down Thursday and Friday. So overall, we are on a downtrend. So I do expect it to be a continuation for the downtrend. So we could expect to see the market have different movements, especially during London session this week due to the news events. So right now, there could be opportunity where the market, opens Sunday and it comes down, maybe retrace up and come down. Or there could be opportunities where the market could come down, then finally come back up, and then come back down. But ultimately, I am looking for sell opportunities because I noticed we broke the structure here, came down here, came up to retest it. This area of previous support that now became resistance here. So I see us, potentially coming down. If we break here, we could eventually come down to this mark here. But since this is daily chart, it's gonna take a while for this to play out. So we could play around the zones area. But if we do come up, we could either test this area or break this area. If we don't break this area, we're gonna come back down. That's if it decides to come up. So best bet is to kind of, be mindful of the structure and the zones of support and resistance in the market. And just be mindful of news events that can, push the market to certain directions. Now let's look at GBP, JPY. So this on a daily chart, higher time frame. Right now, if we zoom out, since April, the market been rising. It started to retrace During July, then push back up to August. Now it's pushing back down during September, and then it pushed up a little bit towards October. But ultimately, right now, based on the structure and the news events, I'm going to be potentially looking for eventually a buy setup, but I'm gonna let the market come to me. So right now, we ended the last 2 days, Thursday and Friday, on a downtrend due to the news event. So we can literally come back down this week before we eventually push back up. If we come down here and break the zone area, then I'll think about, okay, it's going to be more continuation to the downside. But right now, we literally, on the daily chart, could literally come down toward the 78.6 retracement and retrace back up. Or the market could play around and retrace back up. So just gotta be mindful for the structure. And then let's look at US 30. So the daily chart, zoom out. Okay. So we start from here. This is like August time period. It been dropping down, retrace back up. September, dropped it down in October. So now retrace back up. Right now, I do see overall downtrend right now for the US 30. I noticed that we kind of, due to news events, we last week we kind of like broke up the resistance and came back down. So I do see us potentially, you know, coming back down or retrace back up one more time before we come back down. But if it does come back up and break and close above here, then I do see us gonna make it one more push back up. But as you can see on the daily chart, how it takes to form candles, it's gonna take a while. So I don't expect it to be like one crazy push back up or one crazy push back down. This could be like, a few days to play out to the downside or a few days to decide to break through to go to the upside. But yeah, so currently I'm monitoring this zone area to see for potential sell opportunities. We're gonna like break through and come back down. And let's look at CAD JPY real quick. So this has been an uptrend. Um, so ultimately, I'm looking for buy opportunities. I'm just gonna take what the market gives me. If we retrace down, it'll be cool. But still gonna look for buy opportunities to see if we get to new upside. And let's look at AUD. So AUD's been on a downtrend lately. Right now, we're in an area of potential support. So two things can happen. We could, sentiment would come down, break the support, and create more of a downtrend, or the market could hit the support, and retrace to come back down. But ultimately, I'm looking for sell setups, but I'm just gonna be mindful on this zone area here to see what we do if we're gonna break through, see for continuation. And then New Zealand UD, we're in downtrend. These past few days, last week, the market dropped. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it dropped. So right now, we're literally about to test this area of support. We can either, break through on Sunday, Monday. If not, it could retrace up, eventually come back down. So I'm gonna play that by ear, but ultimately look for sell setups for New Zealand USD based off the higher time frame. And that's pretty much what I'm looking at so far this week. I'm just gonna see how the market reacts to the zone area I can see there's potential wick here from the past. So I'm gonna see what happens around this area if we are going to potentially create support and respect it, or we're gonna break through. So that's pretty much it. So this week, like I said, London session is gonna have some decent news events due to GPP and also New York session. So just be mindful of trading Monday and do Thursday for the news events for real. Friday shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, so definitely trade what you see. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think. Let me know what pair you feel like is easiest for you or which pair you're struggling with. So take care, everybody. Peace.